Don't date people based on their potential. Potential is the drug that many people fall victim to when dating because it's a very attractive drug, right? It makes us feel very good to imagine the potential that someone has, to even envision a future with them where they end up attaining that potential. But the problem with potential is that a lot of people have absolutely no desire whatsoever to attain their potential. They may not even know that they have this potential that you see in them. So it's a very tricky thing to date based on potential. Instead, as much as it may suck, you will want to date people based on the way they are in the here and now, even if they have all the potential in the world, because you cannot bank on them actually attaining what you see in them. I know this sounds a bit harsh, but we gotta be more realistic when dating, because the more that our heads are in the clouds, it usually leads us making poor decisions and we can waste time and energy on the wrong people. And okay, I do have to confess that this is more so if you're approaching dating from the perspective of trying to find a life partner, but I would hope most of you are doing that. In today's day and age, it seems rather pointless to go the short-term fun route because, well, there are consequences to that. There are ways you can go about it and protect yourself, but for the most part, most people, I would wager, do not have that level of preparation to put themselves out there in that way and not get impacted by it long term. So it's just better to be careful, better to be safe than sorry. So most people, I would wager, probably want to approach dating with that long-term perspective, that long-term mindset, trying to find a life partner. And if you're doing that, you really want to make sure that you're being realistic, because you could meet someone who right now is maybe working like a dead-end job, but they're incredibly intelligent, so their potential could even be like them being a rocket scientist. But if they have no desire to become a rocket scientist, even though they've got the intelligence to attain that, it doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. It means absolutely nothing because they aren't going to actually pursue it. So you really want to make sure that you're analyzing people in the here and now. What are they like now? Are they driven? Are they ambitious? Do they actually have motivation to make their life better? Are they working on themselves? If they don't do those things, then it becomes very dangerous to bank on their potential, because at that point you're almost banking on your ability to change them. And changing people, that's very tricky because usually you can't change anyone who doesn't want to change themselves. So if someone is stuck in their ways and they enjoy their life the way it is, even if it's maybe a bit mediocre, you're not going to be able to change them. You cannot change anyone who refuses to change themselves. So trying to change someone, that's like bashing your head against the wall. It's basically banking on something outside of your control. So even if you think you're good at changing people, which if you have that mentality, you probably need to work on yourself, because there's that mentality alone is usually a bit of a red flag, because you shouldn't want to change people. That's really what it comes down to. You shouldn't feel a need to change the people that you date, because if you feel that need, let me tell you, that usually means that person is not the right fit for you. Because why do you feel the need to change them? What is wrong about them that you must fix? And if it's that big of a deal, why are you pursuing them? They probably aren't meant for you. So it's just one of those things. You'll find that the more you're able to accept other people as they are, you won't really feel a need to change them. And also, the better you get at finding people who are compatible with you, noticing those little things that you desire in someone else and that you enjoy, those little compatibilities, you're not going to want to change someone. You're going to want to instead find someone who is as close to what you desire as possible, because you just can't bank on being able to change someone like that. It's a bit of a naive route to take, and it's something I imagine many of us have done when we were younger, and we were naive. But once you hit adulthood, especially if you're getting close to your 30s, you really shouldn't believe that you can change people anymore, because that belief is not going to help you anymore. It doesn't serve you, because it's just not very accurate of reality. So don't even try to do that. Don't bank on people's potential. Bank on the things that you can see now. Are they already a kind person? Are they already friendly towards others? Are they already caring towards animals and other things like that? Do they have high levels of empathy? Do they have self-awareness? Are they good at controlling their emotions? You want to pay attention to what they present to you now, right here, right now, whenever you're on dates with them. Not the things that you think they could attain further down the road, because God only knows if they're going to want to actually work on themselves enough to attain those thresholds of personal development. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about. If I keep going, I'll probably repeat myself, and I feel like I kind of already have to some extent, but hopefully you got value out of this video. Hopefully you're able to see the whole point here, because potential is just, it's one of those things. It's like a drug that's very enticing, but it ends up harming us, because very often people are not going to attain their potential because they simply have no desire to. Or even you may see things in them that they don't see themselves, and that can trip them up because they may not be able to acquire whatever it is that you see them actually being able to do. Now, of course, there are situations where you could help them get there, but you just don't want to bank on those things because they're out of your control. That's almost like trying to control someone else at that point, and that's not exactly a healthy route to take in a relationship. So you usually want to aim on finding people who in the here and now are as close to what you desire as possible, because you just can't bank on those things outside of your control. But anyway, I've said bank way too much, and so I said attain way too much, so I'm going to end it here before somebody goes back and starts tallying up how many times I said both those words. But anyway, truly hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was valuable to you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!